So one thing I actually don't know if I've ever talked about, and my hair is a mess and I don't care. That's not it, but one of the things I don't think I've actually really talked about is that like depression that happens after a mast cell reaction. So lately I've been having reactions numerous times a week and had to inject myself numerous times a week, and then I've had to have IV medication on top of it because of the amount of reactions that I'm having. And I am swollen. Nice puffy face I got going on here with this like fluid under here and fluid in my stomach, so it's like sticking out relatively far and it hurts just from trying to eat food. But when I have an allergic reaction, my throat doesn't always close. Sometimes it's like a whole bunch of other symptoms on top of it, which is like on top of the throat jumping. So my throat will like do this kind of thing and it jumps. And then I end up with like runny eyes, a rash across my face, gastrointestinal problems, so vomiting and diarrhea. And once I start vomiting, I don't stop. So one of the meds I have is to preempt that and like stop it so that I don't end up vomiting. Because once I get stuck in that like cyclic puking, I end up puking for hours and hours and hours, and then I'm so dehydrated because I can't get anything in by mouth. And that's also another reason to, get the IV hydration. So when I've had the allergic reactions, all of this stuff happens plus more. Like I get joint pain and bone pain, which is really painful if you've ever had bone pain. And I get jaw pain, I get pain in my head, the list goes on and on. So I end up with all of these symptoms, and then afterwards, like once I hit that recovery, okay, I'm gonna be okay, I'm not dying right now because I just saved my own life. There's this a bit of an alleviation of feeling like, yes, okay, I'm okay. But then the day after, it's like I feel like garbage mentally. I feel like absolute garbage. I'm at a really low point and I feel like nothing is good. And I know for myself, from all of the allergic reactions that I've had, it's kind of like this thing that happens after a massive histamine overload. It's just like a histamine depression, is what I call it. And it sucks because I just feel like super depressed. I don't want to do anything. I generally don't really want to talk about anything at that point because when I'm at that point, I don't want to start to think more negatively, if that makes sense. So I just do my best to try to do things that I really enjoy. So I was actually thinking, and I'm going to ask you guys here, like if you wanted to see me potentially play some video games and stuff like that, because that's usually what I end up doing after I've had a massive histamine dump in my body where it's got to that point and it's like histamine overload and then I'm in that depressive lull. I usually end up playing something like Fortnite or Fall Guys. Now if that's something that no one wants to see, I'm not going to do it, obviously. But if it's something you'd be interested in, watching me have a giggle at my own expense and that kind of stuff, it usually helps me to get out of that lull and that terrible depression that I end up hitting after having an allergic reaction. So if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments down below. And if not, no worries. I just thought I would bring it up. And I'm also actually interested if anyone else has the histamine depression after having a massive allergic reaction. Now, I have had my throat pretty much try to close on me before, and I do black out, and then eventually my throat opens back up, which is pretty odd, but I guess it's just like a reset. I call it a reset of my body. I don't know if anyone else experiences that. But mast cell activation really sucks, and talking about it, I think, can help. But there are times, like I said, I'm not always up for discussing things. But I'm going to do my best to reply to comments, and if people want to talk about it, please feel free to shoot me an email or a message or whatever. Find me on social media and we'll talk about it. Because you're not alone, and it is a hard journey, and I know that my attitudes have been a little weird in these videos, and it's because I'm experiencing the mast cell, like, post-degranulation thing. So, yeah. I hope everyone's doing well, and I don't even know if I'm going to post these videos. So thanks for listening to me. Take care. Bye.